Welcome back to the Tool World Podcast. I'm your host, David June. I'm here with Master Jew.
Hello there, Mr. Jew.
Hello. All right, this week we're getting your opinion on something.
All right, what's the opinion?
All right, so this
Certificates?
week... No, I don't want to talk about that. I think when people think about Taekwondo, it is a lot of kicking.
Right.
And I think there can definitely be a lot of reasons for that. But that is just what people think when they think Taekwondo.
Yeah,
right?
in some ways it's kind of like it gives us a bad rap.
But also a good rap in some ways too, right? I mean, people that do MMA, they Taekwondo background, right?
Yeah, because of the
kicking, right?
But then everyone thinks, oh, Taekwondo, they don't even use hands. So that's a different style, that's all.
And so I guess the interesting part is that if you look at ITF Taekwondo, a lot of just the patterns, which kind of defines, a lot of ITF Taekwondo, is just hand techniques.
Well, that's kind of interesting,
you don't get
too.
many, kicking.
I think that's interesting, too. I don't know the WT patterns very much, but I think if you look at it, there's a lot of hand techniques in a way. I would say a lot of people say it's not as intricate or as interesting as ITF patterns.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but that seems to be the general gist.
That's what people say, right? Yeah. And I don't think they have a lot of kicks as well. I mean, they do, but they don't really.
Right.
Well, what do you think? I mean, why? Well, first of all, what's Taekwondo? Foot, hand, art. Foot, quan, hand, art, right?
Right.
But we're noted for the kicking ability.
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about patterns, why not more kicks? Well,
that's a good question.
Imagine doing 72 movements of all kicks.
Yeah.
That would be a lot.
Yeah.
You'd be really tired. I mean, that pattern already is pretty hard.
Right.
You have to have good stamina with all the technical pattern stuff.
If you really want to be good at kicking, you have to practice the kicking a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so having a pattern with the more opportunity to practice it means that, you get to do it more often.
It's like W-shaped block and take A.
Yeah.
Why do you do it 6 times?
Yeah.
To give you more practice.
Right. I think if you look at, the reason why Taekwondo is so derived from or seen as kicking is a lot of it comes from the WT.
Right.
And the sparring style from the WT is just kind of a little bit more prevalent, even though, ITF is still big. That is kind of what the forefront of the image is for Taekwondo is that kind of WT style.
Right.
And, a lot of their point system and the way they spar all is about
Right,
kicking.
It's all about the kicks.
Kicking, right? I mean, they have hand techniques, they have blocks, right? But a lot of it comes down to kicking.
Yeah, if you look at ITF sparring competition, you see a lot of hands and kicks, so a little bit different. So your question is really about why does the pattern not have as many kicks as most of it is hand techniques. And first of all, I would say that, when we're talking about lower ranks, a lot of it is foundation building. And so a lot of that is stances. You have to have good stances, stability, hand techniques kind of fit along with that. And so I can totally agree that, we got to build on that. You do have to do the kicks as well. But I think a large part of it is that foundation. I mean, I think the first time you see a kick in the lower ranking pattern is Do-san, front snap kick, right?
Right.
And then side piercing kick and Won-Hyo. You do see some knee strikes, but you don't see anything more than that. And then you don't see any of the other kicks like vertical. No. You do see vertical kick. Tang-Hyo. I'm trying to think of an earlier pattern. Vertical kicks. And there's so many different kicks. And there are a lot of techniques. And there are some hand techniques that don't show up in patterns as well.
Right.
So you have to kind of pick and choose, I guess. I don't know if that's the way General Che was thinking about that. Or some of these things are so repetitive that you just go, it's very similar, 4-fist, long fist, do we have to have it in every pattern?
Right. Well, it should have to build on top of each other.
Right.
And so, some of those basics, you have to start off. You got to practice those a lot too, especially as a white belt, yellow stripe.
And I kind of also think that maybe pattern development, and again, I didn't develop the patterns. You'd have to ask General Che. But I think a large part of it already, patterns or forms, even karate, old style, really just before the 1950s, whatever.
Right.
They were doing forms, pretending like you're sparring or fighting or whatever. They were already mostly hand techniques.
I think also having hand techniques and stances as a large part about it is like kind of that discipline that goes with it.
Sure.
Absolutely. And the focus that you have to put the whole body into it. And not to say that you can't do that with kicking, but it is a little bit more difficult, because you have to account for that balance and things like that. And so I would say like when you watch somebody do a lot of the hand techniques, it's just a lot of it comes down to that focus that they're building.
Yeah, just foundation, I think.
Yeah, kind of that foundation.
Not to say that you can't have someone that just kicks a lot and don't have foundation.
And maybe it just kind of derives a lot from like the karate.
Maybe.
That, where that kind of
that's kind of what Taekwondo is, right?
Yeah.
General Che was a second-degree black belt in karate.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into, you brought it up a little bit before, and that is, why are the ITF patterns so liked?
Well, sometimes I get lots of people wanting to learn ITF patterns, or, they want to be part of ITF, and it comes down to the patterns, and they always kind of say, it's just more interesting. It's more intricate. Me not practicing like Taeguks or Pumse or whatever, I don't know specifically. I think I've seen them. I don't say I would practice that.
Yeah.
Don't have time to do that. But the ideas are different. They are different, right?
Right.
They're more upright, whereas a lot of ITF stances are more, you're settling a little bit more, lowering that gravity kind of an idea. A little different, right?
But not too low where it's like kind of karate style.
No,
That's very low, right?
Yeah, not very low. But, the lowering the center of gravity just does make a lot of sense. If you want to generate power, you got to drop your weight. You got to lower that weight, right? And that's for power. That's,
right.
What if you're just scoring points, you don't need to do that so much.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I would probably say, there are distinctions between the three styles. You have karate, you have Taekwondo, ITF, and then you have WT. And they do all look distinctive. They all have their kind of
what about mixed
styles to it.
Mixed martial art?
Mixed martial art doesn't have any, right?
So whatever.
Or sometimes you see them, people that do mixed martial arts, they've seen them, they do ITF patterns. It depends on their background.
Right? Yeah,
their
exactly.
Background. Yeah, I think it's just interesting. I think if you look at if you watch karate forms, and it's not that I know karate forms, but you see a lot of similarities where he took maybe a chunk of this, became that. Or maybe there's a new karate form and they took it from the ITF. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's hard to say.
Sometimes you look at karate forms, that looks like
super similar. Very similar, yeah. Right? And so,
interesting.
But I do know that the ITF patterns are quite liked, it seems like. And
I don't know
why.
Some people say may not. But.
No, even sometimes you see karate people, they do the ITF patterns in an open competition.
Yeah.
Right? So,
is that really karate?
I don't know. Maybe it's Taekwondo.
Maybe it's a school that says they're karate.
Yeah, maybe.
But they do ITF patterns.
Right, I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyways, let us know you guys' thoughts, right, on, what exactly is Taekwondo, right, and the perception that people have of it.
People are going to say, what? This is a Taekwondo podcast. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let us know you guys' thoughts. As always, don't forget to be safe.
Keep training.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Taekwondo.